information. Fill out your profile. That's really where I want to take you right now, is to this place right here. The other place that you could go to edit your profile, like if you were to log back in, it would be up here. Go to profile and then click on edit. So either one. So let's work on your profile right now. First, we're going to work on this basic little setup. And you want to do this, again, this is a social networking site. It's about networking with people. It's about letting people know who you are and what you're about. It's the personal side of things, which all businesses rely upon networking. They rely upon connecting with people. And particularly if you live, kind of far away, or you're not in a situation where you see lots of people every day, where you don't have real life opportunities to network, this is your way to network with the world. It's a very powerful way to do it. And it's essential to business. And we're going to show you how to incorporate this, as I've mentioned, with the other social marketing areas that we're teaching, to make it all work together so that as you attract people to you and they get to know a little bit about you, they'll be able to spin off into other social marketing type content that you've created to be attracted into your business, into your leads list and so forth. But don't be hyper marketing, meaning don't be like pushing it on them. You really want to attract them, and you do that by letting them know who you are. So answer this stuff. That's what it's all about. Take the time to let them know who you are. Sex, male, for me. Birthday, have your real birth date in there. Should already be in there from before. Now here, show my full birth date in my profile, or you can hit this down arrow and have a couple other options. I'm going to encourage you to select show only month and day in my profile. And the reason why is if you select show only month and day in my profile, when your birthday comes up, friends will be able to see that. If you've selected show only month and day, when your actual, for me it's August 30th, every August 30th people will see that it's my birthday. That can attract people to my personal profile, which can lead more people into, people might come to say happy birthday or what have you. People that I've been networking with, people that might have seen one of my videos, or might have read one of my articles, and then they come in, they see it's my birthday because we were friends on Facebook, which we'll show you how to do. Then they might, be attracted to my site, and that might lead them to watch another video or what have you. You want to create those kinds of opportunities, those networking, social, real-life people opportunities. So I encourage you to select show only month and day in my profile so that can happen, so they can see when your birthday comes up. Hometown. Okay, so if there's like an old hometown that years past that you want to enter in that's different from your city, here's where you can do that. I've always grown up in Portland, so I'm going to leave that blank. But if you do have a hometown you grew up in years ago, put it in there. People can find you that way, and you want that. You might be wondering, well, why would somebody that, years ago who finds me on Facebook help me with my business? Because who knows what they might be doing, and who knows who they may know. You want to create situations where people are constantly adding you as a friend. In this automated fashion, you're networking with people, and through referrals and so forth, it can build on itself. It's real-life networking that has to happen in business. Okay, country, United States for me. Enter your country, obviously. Get used to these down arrows. For those of you who are new on the internet, you click that down arrow, all these different choices come up. You might see this little scroll bar. You click on it with your mouse, and you scroll down while you're holding it down on the mouse. Okay? Play around with that kind of stuff if you're new to using the computer. Political views. Okay, I would recommend, unless you're in politics, don't get into this, particularly if you're in network marketing. You don't want to be caught up in political arguments with friends and so forth. That's not why you're here. Now, if it is why you're here, go ahead and do that. And if it's something you're very passionate about, you can go ahead and do that. Just understand that it can have consequences on your business. When you're debating about the president, people can get pretty hostile about that kind of stuff sometimes. So I just stay away from that. Religious views, you can go ahead and put that in there if that's a part of who you are and that's important for you. Absolutely put that in there. That's a choice. It's a personal preference. Same thing with political views. You don't have to enter these in. It's your choice. Okay? Then when you're done, hit Save Changes. Now this isn't actually my real profile, obviously. This isn't my real name. I'll be deleting this account. So Don't do everything that I do as I do it. I'll be guiding you and giving you as many tips as I can. You decide what to do, what's right for you. Changes saved, so you can always come back to this and change it. Not a big deal. This is the basic. Remember, we're in Edit Profile. You can always come back here and do that. Now I'm going to go to Contact. So go ahead and click on Contact. Make sure you save the changes, though, first. So now we're going to Contact by clicking up here. If I go too fast for you, just hit pause, rewind the tutorial. Okay, so IM screen names. If you use Instant Messenger and you want people to see that, to be able to IM you, go ahead and enter your screen name in here. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it, just leave it blank. Maybe use MSN Messenger or something like that, or ICQ. Actually, it doesn't look like it has. Alright, maybe that is, or is that? I'm not sure which one AIM is actually. I don't use AIM. But if you use any of these, ICQ or what have you, then go ahead and select it and then enter your screen name, and then people could access you that way. And then if you wanted to, you could hit, if you have more than one screen name, go ahead and hit add another screen name. And then over here it says only my friends. If you click on that, then only people who are your friends would be able to see that. I'm not going to put that here. I don't want people IMing me, but it might be good if you're just getting started to be able to create that extra social marketing connection. To put, if you do use instant messaging at all, go ahead and enter that in there. If you don't know what that is, just leave it blank. Don't worry about it. Mobile phone, I'm going to go ahead and enter mine in there, and I would. Land phone, I would go ahead and enter that in there. And now if you wanted to, you could click on it and say only display that to my friends, but and I might encourage that maybe just your friends see that. Maybe if you're just getting started though, and you'd like to, create some connection with people and get people calling you that might be interested in networking with you, you could display that to everybody. But you could also just have that display only to the people that you've agreed to be friends with. Address. Go ahead and enter your real address in here. You don't have to display this to everybody. You don't have to display it to anybody if you don't want to. Now on the topic of putting in your address, you may not want to do that because of privacy issues and so forth. You could enter it in and just only choose to show it to friends, but we're going to be encouraging to make friends with a lot of people that you may have just come across or what have you that you want to network with. So it's up to you, but I don't have an issue putting my address in there, but I can see why some people might, and you certainly don't have to put it in there. There's no huge advantage to doing it, and if you wanted to, you could just choose your country and your state and city, and leave the actual address empty, and maybe even the zip code if you wanted to, for example, or you could leave most of it blank if you wanted to. In this case, I just did partial. City, state, United States, zip. You could give as much or as little of that information as you want to here. Okay, website. This, of course, would be important because this is how people could stumble into your actual website. So I'm going to go ahead and enter a website that I might use in my marketing. And you can have more than one. Let's say you have a blog, which in one of the next areas at social marketing training, we're going to show you how to set up a blog for those of you who want to. You could enter that in here. Maybe you have a really good Squidoo page. You could enter that domain name in here. So that's a very important part of this that you definitely want to fill in, is a website or websites. And hopefully you've watched my tutorials about owning your own domain name that forwards. Like this one here forwards to my Renegade University site. So go ahead and hit Save Changes when you have this filled out. If I went too fast, just hit pause. And up here, it will say Changes Saved. Okay? So you have that information in here. You can always come back to this at any time by going to Edit Profile. Then you would come to Contact. Now, relationships. Again, a lot of this is personal preference. You can do as much or as little as you want of this, but again, as I'm guiding you through it, I'm telling you what's the most important. for me, an error message just came up, and I think it's a temporary error with Facebook. Is that something went wrong? We're working on